Today we talk about music. No, I'm a musician. I have 103 songs on my SoundCloud. People are always trying to figure out, like, as when they start to become a musician, what they want to do with their music, like, what kind of music you're gonna make, what are you interested in. At some point, I knew the kind of artists that I wanted to almost emulate, so I did. I tried to emulate the certain artists out there that did their thing. And it taught me some of the basics. It's like, okay, let's remix their material. Let's make some samples. Let's go ahead and throw it in a mix here and then add some stuff to it and make something new. Make version 2.0, so to speak. Like, it started off with just me essentially like just sampling people's material and making a new product. So I did that, and then at some point, it became a thing of, well, I've got certain tones that I like to hear. I want to hear that sort of stuff. So I started putting that out there too. So it would start off with just a simple tone, which would turn into a song. You just play with sound and then experiment, right? And then when you experiment, you keep going, you keep pushing, and then you fuck up, right? You fuck up in the middle of it, and now we have an accident. Accidents are one of the greatest things about music because once you've done it, you're like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that, but that actually sounds really freaking cool. And then you go with that one now. Now all of a sudden you've gone from experimenting with music and sound to I fucked up and now I'm going to run with this thing. So you run with something. Now you have a spectrum of what you can do with music. So it continues to go on that in that case. At this point you look back at everything and you just go, man, this is cool. This is cool. I like doing this. This is awesome. I've emulated this. I want to try with this. I like this sound. And then what do you do next? You push the boundary. You keep going. So you find the next sound that you like, and you're like, let's make something off of this one. There's projects that I've had for years that I've sat on a shelf that I've not pressed buttons on for a long time because I didn't know what to do with it next. I didn't know where to go with it. I didn't know how to press the sound I wanted, even where the direction it could possibly go in. Like, I started off projects and they've sat there and just burned, nothing for a long time. And then one day I'm like, I just go ahead and listen and I'm like, oh. And that is another thing too. It's like when you make music and there's a ton of it, every single song is totally absolutely unique, but some of these projects have sat on shelves for 2 years and I didn't know what to do with next. It was just, what do I do? And then that one day when I wake up that morning, when I just feel a different way and things are just kind of different, the sun's coming in my window a different way, I go back through projects and I try to find something that I want to work on or like figure out what I want to do next. And then I hear that certain tone and it's like, oh, and then the balls just fucking roll down the hill like crazy. That is music. So for you people out there that are trying to become, like into the music scene or want to push music out or whatever, you're going to find some of those that are just going to flow off I've made projects that were beautiful, beautiful sounds in a 3-hour session that was just perfect. But then there's other ones that have taken me 3 weeks to figure out what I wanted to do with it. Or, I had to revisit several times. That's going to happen. You can't let yourself get destroyed by the concepts that, that you're not capable of doing something. If you're pushing boundaries, as long as you're trying hard, as long as you get your hat on, as long as you're paying attention, as long as you're, even if you're just emulating musicians, like anything, making the product itself is what you want to continue to do. So if you have a slump, yeah, fuck yeah. Everyone's got writer's block. It happens. It happens. So you just get yourself, influenced as best you can by looking at artists that you love, by finding material that you want to hear. And you know what? Listen to music for 3 hours. Like if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, just listen to some music for a while. And then what happens? Oh, something's going to spark inside of you. The things are just going to start going crazy in your brain. You're going to want to make music. You're going to want to make music. And it's going to happen. It's just, you got to push it. As long as you continue to push forward, you're good. 103 songs doesn't come out of nowhere. It takes time. And sometimes, like I said, you're going to make music in 5 minutes. Sometimes you'll make it 4 hours or 6 weeks or a year and a half. It's a project, Some things are going to come to you really quick. Some things aren't. But you can't let yourself get, like, destroyed and just lose faith in yourself because, oh, I didn't push this out fast enough, or I'm not meeting a deadline for myself. Fuck a deadline, man. Fuck a deadline. Suck it. But that's music. Push it. Push it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Music. It's a way of life. and it's forever going to be the greatest gift of mankind.